Welcome back, Canes family, to another edition of Cafecito and Canes. We are less than 48 hours away from kickoff with the Virginia Tech Hokies. Virginia Tech at 3-7. Their season is pretty much down the tubes at this point. It has been for many weeks. They are not a very good football team, and Miami should take care of business this Saturday. We'll go into that, and we'll go into all the particulars, all the metrics, and what I expect to see, some of the keys to the game. Before I do that, please go and hit the like button and the subscribe button. So like I said, number 13, Miami rolls into Virginia Tech for their second to last game of the regular season. Still clinging on to some, albeit slim, playoff hopes. I do think the playoffs are still very, very much in play, especially if we win out. I am of the firm belief that there is going to be a lot more chaos over the next 2 weeks. And if we just take care of business and win impressively, I think we're in. That's just my belief. I think we're in as an at-large bid. But we'll see. We'll see what happens around the country, but none of that matters right now. Got to take care of business. Got to handle our business in Blacksburg Saturday. So kickoff set for noon, which is great for us. You know how it is, Blacksburg at night. It's a great atmosphere. They would pack the house, no doubt, against number 13 Miami. Even though their season's pretty much lost, there is a lot of positivity around the program right now. They just hired James Franklin as their next head coach, the former Penn State head coach. I think that's a great job for him. I think that's a great job for him to take. I think he's going to do well there. I think he's going to definitely raise the bar, raise the floor at Virginia Tech, and I think that's going to end up being a good hire for them. It is on the road. It is, you'll have the emotions behind that. The program's kind of in a good place right now, a lot of positivity around the program. So all those big game emotions around the game, the fact that it's on the road in their house, could be playing on a soggy, wet field. Of course, it may rain in the morning. So, but there isn't expected to be any rain on the forecast during the game, thankfully. Temps are expected to be in the low 60s, like around 60, 61. If it's dry, partly sunny, I think they can handle that, no problem. If Carson Beck and the Canes offense are throwing a dry football, I really love our chances, and I will go into why in a second. I looked at Virginia Tech's defense, and they, a lot like NC State, I went over this with NC State's numbers last week. Virginia Tech's not much different. They rank 116th in America in points per game allowed, scoring defense, in other words. They allow 32 points per game right now. They are allowing 0.498 points per play. A lot like NC State last week. Remember, it was like 0.47 or something. So basically, I rounded up. Okay, half a point per play. You run 80 plays, you score 40 points, right? Well, what did we do last week? Miami had 37 pass attempts and 33 rushing attempts, or 37 rushing and 33 passing, something like that. It was 33 and 37. So that's 70 plays. And in 70 plays, our offense last week scored 34 points. Pretty spot on. And I like to look at these metrics now later in the season because your team is pretty much who they are. So the metrics kind of, tell less lies at that point, There's a lot more of a sample size to go by. Virginia Tech's defense, like I said, ranked 123 in America in points per play, 0.498. So pretty right at half a point per play. Again, we ran 70 plays last week. That's a lot for us. I could say again, hey, run 80 plays, score 40 points. 80 plays, I don't know how realistic that is for Miami. That's just kind of not our game, but we can definitely get it up to 70. We did it last week. You get up to 70, maybe 72, 73 plays. You're right up there scoring in the 30s. Maybe your defense scores or special teams, or maybe your defense gets a takeaway deep in their territory, and you get a quick score like that, and maybe you score over 40. But I really like how we stack up against their defense. Again, they have nothing to lose, so expect a lot of trickeration, expect a lot of different stuff that maybe we haven't seen on film. But I believe Coach Corey Heatherman will have us prepared. On On offense, Virginia Tech boasts the 98th best offense in America as far as scoring. They score 21 points per game. That is no bueno, caca, pee, not good. 0.32 points per play, ranked number 96. Also, caca, pee, not good. Third down conversions. This, to me, is one of the main keys to the game. This is one area they're actually not terrible. Third down conversions, they're actually ranked number 46th in America. Why? Well, you have a big athletic quarterback in Kyron Drones who weighs like 250 pounds. And if you got a 3rd and 2 situation, he's just going to fall forward and get you a first down. That's just what he does. Miami has to stay out of those situations. If they stay out of those situations, they will be okay. Keep Kyron Drones to 3rd and long, 3rd and 5 or more, and I think we'll be fine. Do not let him use his legs to get in the open field. Don't let him get in the open field with a full head of steam, and we should be okay. Our defense last week, particularly the linebackers and the safeties, did a tremendous job cleaning up those plays on the back end, keeping a 5-yard reception to a 5-yard reception, not letting them get anything more. That's how you stay out of 3rd and shorts. The open field tackling in this game, I think, is going to be key. It was really good last week. All that stuff about ESV, energy, violence, and swarming. I want to see that in this game as well, especially on the road. That's going to be big. If they bring the energy, swarm to the football, I have no concerns with our defense. But overall keys to the game, number one, that was one of them. Keep them to 3rd and long situations. Take the ball away if you can. Number 2 is no pre-snap penalties. I don't think we had one procedural penalty the entire game against NC State. If we did, I think it was one that we took on purpose, one of those delay games on a punt to give us more room. So I don't count that. We did have 8 penalties for like 75 yards overall, but a lot of them were later in the game. We already established a big lead. So in those situations, it requires context. In those situations, that's not going to hurt you. So I don't mind 8 penalties there if 6 of them were when the game was already out of reach. No turnovers, obviously. This is one of those games where, hey, don't turn the ball over. You're going to be fine. This is one of those. And also on defense, just they're going to throw the kitchen sink at you. They're going to try to, they're going to try to end our season and make it a special moment heading into the James Franklin era. Believe me, that's on their minds. Just avoid the big plays. Be prepared for the trick plays. Keep everything in front of you. And honestly, I really have very, very little concerns about this game. Just go in there and don't be careless. Play aggressive. Use some tempo. Throw on early downs, but also play smart. But try to establish a big lead early. And Kyron Drones has 578 rushing yards this season. Really just bottle him up and try to slow him down. Bring him to the ground as quickly as possible. On the injury front, expected back for Miami. We got good news here from Mario Cristobal. CJ Daniels, the leader of that wide receiver room, is expected to be back. Now, talking about last week, he said CJ was pretty much good to go, but it was kind of a game time decision. They went with what they saw in practice. They thought that, well, he might be healthy physically, but he hadn't really had a chance to do a lot of the game plan stuff during the week. So, you really have to catch him up with the mental stuff as far as preparation. He thought that Dalen Upshaw and Josh Moore and JoJo and all those guys did a great job preparing. So, and they were all healthy. So Mario decided to go with them. It worked out, no complaints, but it looks like CJ should be full go for this game on Saturday, which is great. Gives Carson Beck another reliable target aside from Malachi Tony, another guy that the defenses kind of have to think about a little bit and kind of have to game plan around. Mark Fletcher is the other big name that's still out that we don't know when he's going to come back. He's listed as questionable for right now. We will see. If he's not 100%, I would not rush him back. You got Gerard Pringles tearing it up right now. You still got Marty Brown. I'd say ride the hot hands and stick with those two. It's working. And if Fletch needs a little bit more time, we can save him for Pitt. That's totally fine. My prediction for this game, I said Miami would win 31-28 last week against NC State. I obviously really undershot that. I did not think they were going to cover that big spread, and they did. So Miami has a similar spread this week, 16.5, I believe, was where I last saw it. I think Miami covers. I have Miami winning this one 34-17. I think Miami covers, and I think they go out there and win this one pretty convincingly. I don't think they have, aside from maybe a big play here and there early, kind of weather the storm a little bit. Once they do that, they should be just fine. All right, guys. Thanks again for hopping on with me. Sorry I didn't do a live tonight. Had some stuff come up, so I'd rather just knock one of these out pre-recorded, post it for you guys. Enjoy. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Please go into the comments. Tell me your score predictions, what you think is going to happen. If you agree or disagree with me, if you think maybe we're a little bit on upset alert, go in there. Tell me why. Tell me why we should be a little more concerned than I currently am, because really I am not. But anyways, guys, thank you again. Enjoy your Thursday night. Enjoy your weekend. And let's get this W on Saturday. It's all about the U. Go Canes. Have a good night.